Why flooding and various flood stories take center stage this week, Professor Timothy Nubi joins us on guarding against flood through the preservation of nature's reservoirs.
Nigeria's Hydrological Services Agency has warned Nigerians to prepare for more flood as the country approaches the peak of the rainy season. That experience is upon us today, as various parts of the country with over 25 states in the Federation are already battling the attendant challenges. Delta, Anambra, Edo, Kogi, Ekiti, Osun, Ondo, Niger, Jigawa, Taraba are just but a few of the states whose streets have become waterlogged. Flooding could occur with increased rainfall, impervious soil, man-made developmental projects such as buildings, which end up blocking water channels. When flooding happens, the victims are left in harm's way as shelter are taken over by its occurrence, and managing what's left on ground requires not just manpower but also a deep pocket. Some victims of the recent flooding in the country recount the experience.
You can see by the road, the previous government actually wanted to do this road because we have issue of drainages here. And you can see by the side of the roads, they were planned for proper drainage that would drain this water out of this environment. But when the new government came in, they abandoned the road, just like your Karaman captured the other sides of those erosions on the road. So it's a continuous persistent problem, and we are calling on the government to come to our assistance.
Before now, I have a video of how we were swimming through this dirty water. We used old fridge as canoe. Some persons brought canoe for us to get through the road. However, the community gathered together and they made this one. Of course, on a daily basis, as much as you climb or take through this plank, you have to pay 15 naira. So for every movement you go through this place, 15 naira. So difficult for everyone. School children, so difficult that it's making life unbearable around this area. Of course, we would have imagined that our government would have done something about this place. This is not the second year, this is not the third year. This is about the 10th year I've been witnessing. I think I've witnessed about 5 times. That's about 10 years witnessing this happening here every 2 years.
Other dangers associated with flooding may include the spread of diseases and, in some cases, high fatality rates. Structures such as bridges could also cave in, as was the case of Kiana community in Nasarawa State. Only recently, it has taken the intervention of the Air Force medical team to mitigate the effects of flooding in Jigawa. In a chat with the Professor of Housing and Urban Development of the University of Lagos, Professor Timothy Nubi, he speaks on the significance of preserving natural reservoirs in urban development.
So, there's global warming. There's increase in volume of water through rainfall. Rain over an hour or two is accompanied with high level of disaster. So we've been warned. It's not as if it's a problem that is meeting us unaware. But how do we respond to it? There must be continuity in government. It's not about politics. A government did the master plan. A government started constructing the channels. Out of 1,000 channels, maybe a government were able to do 500. When you come in, do 100. Another people come in, do 400. Until we have a well network. And not only that, you go through the London Bridge, you see people sweeping the water as they sweep streets. Clean those drainage that you have built. Don't let them collapse. Any contractor that took money to construct drainage and he failed to deliver, because life will be lost because of his negligence. That's what happened at Okupa. Water we always find is level. When you don't provide highway for the water to pass through, it will carry houses and destroy properties. So let's go back to the master plan. Let's go back to the urban plan, the master plan generally, that have allocated areas as green belts, water catchment areas. We can't build on our water catchment area and be praying for safety. No amount of prayer in churches and mosques can avert it. Like I told you earlier, that between my two and Agric, Owutu, all of them, in the master plan of Lagos, 1980, supposed to be green area, water catchment area. We also have water catchment area in some places, around Kotun and some selected places like that. They are floodplain. They are natural water bodies, water floodplain. When it rains and the volume is high, this retains the water and releases it into the sea gradually. But when you build up the water catchment area, and the water have to find its way within a short time after every rainfall, it will be disastrous. And that's what we're experiencing here and there. Not only to build drainage, we make sure we clean it. Go between this first gate and Owodoshoki. You see them come once or twice in a year. They will remove the sand and the sachet of pure water that fill the drainage. They put it on the side of the road. I've never seen them carted them away. They find themselves their way back after 2 or 3 rains. And they say, which country do they do such? And they will say, flood will not destroy their properties. So let's finish the channels. Both the primary and the collector channels, the primary ones, the major ones, they are in different categories, depends on the size of the streets. Let's make sure we have those networks. And where people have built illegally, don't spare them, no matter whom they are.
While climate change, over which we have no automatic control, may have had an impact on flooding, activities that could clear up water channels within our control should be carried out with all seriousness.